here's my first attempt at putting the tarp over the tent. That's my front yard, so a good place to test it, I guess. There's a slight breeze, maybe 8 to 10 miles per hour today, and I noticed when I was putting the ridgeline up, I don't have it very high. I don't know if you can see that, but here's the ridgeline. I just temporarily mounted it to my front porch, simulate a tree, and the other end is over there. It's probably about 4.5 feet. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 4.5 feet. But the tarp itself is a 1.9 ounce Silnylon. It weighs about 2.5 pounds total. It's a 10 foot by 12 foot. It does weight it down quite a bit. I didn't put a lot of tension on the ridgeline because I don't have the right size carabiner, since I'm using a carabiner to connect 2 pieces of rope. Let's see. So I put the tarp up first, well, the ridgeline and then the tarp, and then I already had my corner guy lines attached to the tarp. I noticed I had the wrong type of 550 cord on there. The one I have on there is on this corner is got the cotton center, so I'm gonna have to replace that. The others are more sturdy. It's a solid 550 cord, I guess 550. But I put the center guy lines on afterwards. But yeah, that wind was really whipping it around pretty good. I'm not sure how I like the ridge line, whether I like the tarp over or hanging from these straps that you see there in the center, right along the top. There's, for this length, 12 foot length, there's what, 5 of them? Yeah. So I think the guy from Etowah Outfitters suggested that you do it this way for this tarp. I think he says it puts less stress on the actual strap itself in that material area. But the other side of it, it could eventually wear out here, right down the center. But I like it that way. This way too, I don't know if you see this, but you got the ridge line underneath. You can hang stuff too. So, plus if I put it with the tarp just hanging from the ridge line, it would be probably a few inches lower. And right now I am touching the tarp. I don't like that, but I'm on a hill too. I'm sloping up, so it might be different if I was on level ground. So I didn't put a lot of tension on the ridge line. I can probably put more tension on there next time. So this is a good trial, good first time. Hopefully it'll hold up, so I'll let it set up and see how long it lasts. This is a pretty neat trick, and I saw this on a couple of the Tarp videos, and SHUG did this as well. I forget what he called it, a Presno knot? Anyways, it's kind of like a loop. I don't know if you can see this. There's like a string that's tied at the end just to make a loop, and then it's like you put that on there and then you loop it around like this. Basically, this is way oversized, but you keep wrapping it about 5 times and you end up with something like this that hangs down, and then you can put it on the carabiner clip. But you can see how it's adjustable, but yet there's so much you can have a lot of tension on there, it doesn't give. But like I say, you can push it. As far as the pole goes, I tried to put the pole underneath the ridge line or the material, but actually I ended up doing it this way, sort of the same way, except I sort of did it, I wrapped it. I have these carabiner clips, and it has tension on one end, but you can take the loose end and tighten it, or lift it up and it'll loosen. But I think I'm going to try some figure 9 clips, or whatever you call them, and see how they do. Basically the same thing, except you would loop it around and then it would hold on the notch. basically the same way, but this plastic here looks pretty flimsy. It could wear over time, but it would probably take a lot of uses. But what I have, I think, will work. The other thing I did, I put a couple of these extra strings, and I just hung them here, just kind of visibility, so people can see, or I can see. I'll probably still trip over these guidelines. The other thing I can do, I can remove my poles from the ends like this and put them on the side if I wanted to get more of a porch view. I would sit down there and just look at the side. Otherwise, I could remove, I could move the stakes any closer and lower the edges so that it'll be more privacy. But these poles do collapse down. They collapse down to about 2 feet. Well, so there I have it, my first attempt at the tarp over the tent. Have a great day.